play League of Legends for all these hours in this top-down, pretty far removed from the characters, and everyone wants to spend a little bit of time up close and personal with the characters in the world.
I don't think any of them thought, 10 years later we'll make a TV show about the character.
One of the things that's always felt magical about Riot, people can sort of like rise to a challenge.
Christian's story ultimately led him to being our first internal composer, but then Christian's like, let's make this music video. And that was just kind of like what do you mean?
Stop that. I hear him chatting the noise.
When we dropped the music video, people's minds were blown. They were like, what?
We've done music videos, we've done cinematics. Couldn't we create something bigger?
But the challenge then quickly became, okay, well, we have no idea how to do this.
We didn't really know what we were doing. We were just saying like, well, why can't we do it?
We were taking steps towards telling stories with our characters.
Explore some more intimate moments that are hidden behind that surface layer that we know from the game. Casting Vi and Jinx, it took us 3 years or so. When we found Ella for Jinx, it was like the pearly gates.
We've always been inspired by Fortish's animation style.
When we started working with Fortiche on some animation tests, our brains exploded.
And I think it became clear we were probably going to be able to make a thing.
They are true artists, they love their craft. It's been a pleasure to be able to collaborate with them and help bring this universe to life.
This is a company full of creators. And so I think this was really born of heart. Somebody just really wanted to make it.
It was mind-blowing. It was, an emotional moment for me. It completely exceeded my expectations.
Years in the making, forged on the Rift. A tale of two sisters and the millions of fans who have been adventuring alongside of them. Good evening and welcome to Riot Games Los Angeles and the world premiere of Arcane. I'm Chrissy Costanza and I could not be more excited to be here alongside two guys who are no strangers to Piltover and Zon. Pastry Time and Riv.
Chrissy, thank you so much. In all my years on the Rift, I had no idea we would end up here right in this moment about to kick off this incredible journey.
I honestly couldn't agree more, Riv. This chance to finally get to experience something that so many people at Riot have worked so hard on for so long. I just feel honored to be here with you both and to be with everyone watching around the world.
And this is truly a global event. We're debuting Arcane in over 20 languages simultaneously across Twitch. We have shows around the world, watch parties with just a few people you might know. Hey Ninja, what's up Yasuo? Wish you were here. And of course, we're gonna be interviewing all the people behind Arcane, and last but not least, talking with all of you at home.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to be a part of the show, jump on your socials and start using the hashtags. Hashtag Arcane and hashtag Arcane Watch Party. They will both land your comments right here with us. And then we'll show them to you, just like this. Some of our comments already coming in. Did homework fast as my rank drop. Oh, my rank dropping just to be ready for the event. Oh, my word.
Love that. Can't sleep too excited for Arcane, so I drew some of cute Jinx and Vi. Oh, we love fan art. Make sure you are sending in that fan art with those hashtags. We want to see it. We want to see your best Jinx, your best Vi art.
Yeah, honestly, when you put this in, you are going to be able to participate in this stream with everything, and we can also see where everyone around the world will be posting from. So put yourself on the map, our very own Arcane heat map, which you will populate.
This map is updating live, so you can see currently where everybody is tweeting from. Get your city, get your country up there, get tweeting. And we've also got a poll going. The only debate we could really have tonight, hashtag Team Vi or hashtag Team Jinx. So go vote, post your fan art, tell us who you love and why, and we will update the poll live throughout the show. Who do we got so far?
It looks like Jinx is winning it. I think that younger sibling rivalry, it might come showing through here. We'll have to see. Now, as you see, we're missing one, but we haven't lost Pastry. We've sent him out to show us all around this green carpet and to say what's up to some of the people celebrating with us tonight.
On that note, a little housekeeping. We want to let everyone know watching at home that everybody here attending tonight, cast, crew, has been both vaccinated and tested. Every precaution has been taken to ensure a safe event for all. So Pastry and Nikki Taylor can go ahead, relax, and enjoy their evening.
Thank you very much, Chrissy. I'm standing by with Nikki Taylor here for the premiere of Arcane. I gotta say, I've seen this a couple times now, and it's pretty amazing. What were your first thoughts kind of rolling up to the venue here?
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, I've been to Riot quite a few times, and it is quite different looking right now. It's very cool.
Yeah, obviously, you worked with Riot on many different things for a while. What does this kind of project mean to you?
I mean, Vi was where I got into League of Legends. I sang Vi's theme song, so it's so cool to see a character that I feel so connected to being a part of this. I main Jinx, so it's kind of like all my favorite characters doing something really cool. So I'm very excited to see Arcane.
And that's interesting, right? Because, you do like both these characters. You have a lot of affinity with these champions. We are, of course, taking a vote on social. So are you Team Vi or Team Jinx?
Ooh, it's hard. It feels like I am betraying Vi, but I play Jinx. I don't play Vi, so I guess Team Jinx.
Do you think Team Jinx is going to win? Yeah, seems like maybe the popularity is looking good. And Nikki, thank you so much for joining me and enjoy the premiere of Arcane. But now we're going to throw it back to Chrissy and Riv.
We mentioned earlier that Arcane has been 6 years in the making, but hey, getting things right takes a little time.
That it does. Now that Riot is ready to unveil it to the world, here's a look back at how it all came together.
Shortly after we had done the Warriors music video with Imagine Dragons, I remember that Alex Yee and I were talking about what's next. We've done music videos, we've done little stories, we've done cinematics. What's the logical next step of that? Couldn't we just kind of combine all of these different muscles that we have and create something bigger?
Alex's journey was eventually moving into narrative and writing many of the backstories and early lore behind a lot of key characters in League of Legends. Christian's story ultimately led him to being our first internal composer and building Riot's music team.
The very first conversation we had, I remember we were sort of clustered in Christian's tiny little sound booth and, talking about, we just wanted there to be stories for these characters. We didn't really know what we were doing. We were just saying, well, why can't we do it?
Are you kidding? That was the best job we've ever done.
The original pitch, it was daunting because it was such a leap. Christian and his team had never written a script in their life.
I don't think that there was a business plan that would have told any of us that this was the right thing to do. It was a couple individuals that felt like they wanted to pour their heart and soul into it.
I'm an optimist, so I'm typically the hey, let's go figure out how to make these things happen type guy. But the challenge then quickly became, okay, well, we have no idea how to do this.
You sure about that? Sounded to me like...
Piss off.
I think for the longest time, everyone thought we're just gonna explore this and at some point give up. Up until that point, we had never seen any of our characters talk. It was just our brains exploded.
Hi.
And I think it became clear in that moment that we were probably gonna be able to make a thing. The question was, were we gonna be able to make something good?
Powder? Hi?
Our players have developed these relationships with these characters over many, many years, and these expectations for who they are. And we've felt this tremendous pressure to deliver to their expectations and make them proud and make Rioters proud.
The biggest nightmare is we put this together, we make it all happen, we put it on a big stage, and we miss the mark and we let them down. So that kept me up at night. It still keeps me up at night to the very, very end.
This has been something that's been in the makes for so long. That's been kind of a crazy pipe dream for so long. We've been just waiting for the moment when we can finally share it with people.
There are moments that I'm spectacularly proud of that drench my emotions in all sorts of different ways, that light me up, that make me laugh, that make me cry.
And we're incredibly proud of the team, and again, grateful for all of the perseverance and to be able to figure out how to get it here, to have this moment to share with everybody around the world that loves League.
Are we still sisters? Nothing is ever going to change that.
It's been so amazing seeing all the champions we know come to life over the years, but now we get to see that even more. And now it's time to welcome our first cast member who helps to bring those to life for the premiere. It is none other than Silco himself, Jason Spizak, joining us. Jason, welcome tonight.
Hey, how are you guys, man? This is an incredible event. I was in Riot Land. I got a ticket to Riot Land to wait to get on a ride. This is crazy.
It's unbelievable, and we are so excited to have you here and to have a couple of moments to talk to you.
Well, thank you.
The massive role you have played in creating all of this around us.
Yeah,
Really.
Silco isn't. He's not a champion, which is really
Right.
interesting. And when they said, Jason, would you come and be a part of the show? And I, auditioned. I got to see some of the artwork, and I was actually delighted that I was playing somebody who isn't in the lore, because there's this mystery about Silco. There's this wonder that you aren't sure what you're going to get from the character.
Yeah.
And creating that was a treat. So.
Well, that brings us to, like, so many people have these deep connections
Right.
to the game already.
Yeah.
They are so attached. For many
Right.
of us, we've been playing for almost a decade, over a decade now.
Right.
So what was it like coming in and being able to be part of such a massive property? But to your point, someone who we aren't familiar with yet, that we're just meeting for the first time.
It is a little scary and exciting at the same time, because you know that there's this massive fan base for League of Legends, and some of the truest fun is had in people's lives playing this game and watching these matches. And so you slide into that. It's like you're wearing a new set of clothes, that you want to fit in, you want to be part of that family. But, Silco he's a different ball of wax. He's a special, manipulative, deliciously dirty human being, but also the hero of his own story. Right. So I was delighted to play him and get the opportunity.
So with that, without going too deep, what
Yeah.
can you tell us about your character, the mad scientist Silco?
Well, he is the leader of the Undercity, right? What is known as Zaun. We all know what Zaun is. And Silco is the top man behind the scenes, pulling all the strings in the Undercity. So in a way, you'd say he's that kind of boss. Not a game boss, but that kind of boss. Yeah, that's him.
Well, you're a voiceover veteran. How
Yeah.
do you approach not necessarily being in the same room as your co-stars while creating this character?
It's not easy, but what David Edgerly, the voice director, and as a voice acting professional, what you try to do is you leverage your imagination. You leverage the insane ability to picture the events that are going on that you normally leverage, but then you extend that to the people in the scene with you. And you have a lot of help, because the writing on this show is phenomenal, and that makes it easy because you get into it. You really feel what's happening, and it's easy to get those oars rowing in the water because the writing is so good. So.
Well, whatever it was in your imagination, we can't see what was brought to life from those emotions. 47 minutes and counting. We are almost there.
Oh, yeah. You're going to cross the finish line in a big way. And it's
going to be amazing.
Beautiful. So, and what does Silco say in the trailer? He says, I have the power now.
Ooh.
Oh,
they'll love that at home. They can't quite hear that here, but they're going to love that at home.
Jason Spizak, thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to hang out as we toss to our next thing, the mad scientist Silco.
Thank you, guys.
Arcane. You're going to be seeing it very soon.
I wore the vest in honor. So.
We're not going to make you wait much longer, though, until the last minute, obviously. We're going to give you a little taste. So here is a sneak peek of Jinx before she was Jinx.
I love it.
What's the matter, Milo? You worried Powder's gonna beat you again?
Hey, if she didn't keep fixing these things, I wouldn't keep missing.
You guys know I wouldn't take you on a job you couldn't handle, right?
Are you kidding? That was the best job we've ever done. Maybe just don't take Powder next time.
You know, Chrissy, every time I see some of these tidbits, it makes me realize that even though we got so much awesome lore throughout so many years of League, there's more to come to learn about our favorite characters. Up to this point, we've only shown you a bit of the Riot campus as well and how it's transformed itself into the world of Arcane.
But luckily, we have Pastry out roaming around somewhere. We never really quite know where he gets up to, but apparently he's got a tour ready for everyone. So Pastry, show him around.
Thank you very much. Well, I've rode my way inside, which is a little different, and this is, Riot HQ. This is Riot Campus. Typically, this is where people work, but tonight we are going to be hosting the Arcane Global Premiere. Right behind me is something pretty sweet. That is a Hextech crystal. That is a larger-than-life Hextech crystal. I don't believe they're normally this big, but this one is quite impressive. It's really cool, everything that's kind of happening in here. And I think we can have some fun here. All right, let me try this. This looks like a thing I'm supposed to do. That did not do nearly anything as cool as I thought. I'm gonna need some help. Is there anyone around? Maybe want to take that one, and someone else wants to take that one. All right, cool. We're lined up on my count. 3, 2, 1, go. That's a little more like it. That was really sick. And this is just kind of the first thing that's in here when you walk into the campus. So let's maybe take a little walk and see what else we can find. Because like I said, this is normally an office, right? People being busy, people working, not all that exciting. This definitely doesn't live here. Normally, there isn't a giant Hexarch crystal in the lobby, unfortunately. But what is in the lobby is something we're going to see up ahead. This is kind of the centerpiece statue of the Riot lobby in many ways. It attracts many people. There is good old Annie, one of the original champions, and her best bud, Tibbers, looking unbelievably fancy tonight. Tivers, that is style that I can really respect, you know? A nice big shiny silver bow tie, nice little hat, got the cuffs on, Annie looking both menacing and formal, which is a little awkward, but I guess kind of her vibe, so that kind of tracks for me. And people walking up and down, walking through, always nice to see. But I'll take a little walk through here. This is the breezeway here at Riot HQ. So it's a long walk out. I'm gonna see what's outside. I'm not too sure what's going on, but you know, these are meeting rooms typically, not all that exciting as it turns out. But there's some cool stuff going on. We got some nice music playing, we got some nice things being projected. I imagine all this stuff is at some point gonna be relevant to the show, but I have no idea yet what anything is gonna be for. But I think if we walk further and further out, we should be able to see something nice, because we are of course here for a premiere. This is gonna be something really fun. Have people hanging out. Hello, people. How are we doing? Hope you're having a good night. Hey, nice to see you. Got some people hanging out, going into rooms, making sure everything's running A-OK. And again, there's a long corridor behind me, as you can see. There's people streaming through all night long. Let's take a look outside, because I think there's something cool we might be able to see. As nice as this all is, right? As cool as it is to have people chilling out, hanging out, seeing what's going on. At the end of the day, we are here to premiere Arcane in 20 different languages simultaneously around the world. So I guess you should have a look at that. This is outside, and this looks awesome. A nice big Piltover logo in the middle here. Wow, this is so cool. And I guess you might notice there's something behind me. It looks pretty nice. We are, of course, at a premiere, so we have to show off a big screen, and that dome is the big screen.
Unbelievable, doesn't it?
Absolutely amazing. I mean, we're on this side. It looks good. There's still so much more to see and what Pastry has shown us. But without further ado, it's now my pleasure to welcome to the premiere JB Blanc and Mia Sinclair Jeunesse, known in Zon as Vander and Powder, respectively. Welcome to the Arcane premiere.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for the Arcane premiere as well.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You guys both look amazing.
Thank you.
Beautiful, handsome, stunning. Mia, from Broadway to TV, you've played a really wide range of characters. What can you tell us about this role that you stepped into? How does it compare to who you've played before?
Powder is really cool because I've never gotten to play a character where there's already kind of a backstory to her, you know? I think Powder is so cool, and I am so honored that I've been chosen to play her, and I'm really excited for everyone to meet her.
We're so excited to meet her as well.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I'm glad.
JB, you're going to be stepping into some pretty big shoes here with Vander. What's it like to bring him to life? What were you able to find that made you feel like you were hitting it?
Well, I'm a father of an irascible 16-year-old. And, you know, she's not a criminal, but, you know, she can come close sometimes.
Okay.
But no, it's Vander's heart, really. I mean, I've been very lucky to have an association with Riot for many years because I played Braum in League of Legends. So as part of that world, I had no idea that this is what you could do with it.
Okay.
And I also was wondering whether there would be a weird big Norwegian guy in an animated series. So Vander came along, and it just fit really, really well. Guy with a heart, Brom's the guy with the heart. And the idea of this, running this crew of kids in this sort of underworld, immediately attractive. It was just, he's like a younger Fagin. It was great. Yeah, no.
We love that instant connection.
Yeah, immediately, yeah.
And you're a voiceover veteran. You've played a few characters. What about Vander connected the most with you? Is it that big heart? Where did you really see yourself reflected in him?
Yeah, fatherhood's a tricky business, you know, and he's not the genuine father of any of them, but he is a father to all of them. And that can be wonderful, and it can be really tiring, and it can be exhausting and difficult and exasperating, and I think I do connect with that. For all the best reasons. I love you, darling. I didn't mean any of it. I adore you. I don't mean it, I promise.
All right, I got one for both of you. Team
Okay.
Jinx, Team Vi. I mean, this might be one-sided.
I mean, come on. I'm a little biased here, but Team Jinx
Okay.
for the win.
I have absolutely no comment to make, Vi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And don't remember, you can continue to vote in that poll as well. Hashtag Team Jinx, hashtag Team Vi. And it's actually time to check back in with all of you fine people and see what you're loving most about the premiere so far.
Oh my word. It does seem like Jinx has this one on the run. We could maybe like get the Here Comes Vi chant going. Maybe they need some energy there. But yeah, hashtag Team Vi, hashtag Team Jinx. Remember hashtag Arcane and hashtag Arcane Watch Party. Keep these coming. Keep participating on your socials. We love seeing it light up that heat map.
And now, to say Riot Animation has come a long way since the early days of League of Legends would be just a bit of an understatement, don't you say, Riv?
Just a bit. It has truly been a really incredible journey. And here's just a taste of how we got here.
For a long time working on narrative, we didn't really have too many tools to be able to tell stories, so we kind of did the best that we could with what we had. In the very early days, it was just a $500 weekly budget that we would use to sort of like outsource a single piece of art. Every now and again, we would bribe internal artists with like dinner or beer to do some extra thumbnails and things like that for us.
You play League of Legends for all these hours in this top-down kind of isometric camera, pretty far removed from the characters. And everyone wants to spend a little bit of time up close and personal, and cinematics are sort of a way to provide that like high fidelity, close-up experience with the characters in the world. The Twist of Fate cinematic was an inflection point for us. But at the end of the day, it didn't have dialogue, it didn't really have storytelling. We were taking steps towards telling stories with our characters.
The next kind of big chapter that followed that was, of course, the Get Jinxed music video. I remember even then Christian, kind of like hunting around on the internet, finding all these different animation styles, right? And looking at this one, very small company in Paris that he just had a really good feeling about. That was the first time that we worked with Fortiche.
I think the first reaction to an idea like the Jinx music video was just imagining all the ways this can go south and this can get cheesy real fast. We had never done something like this, and yeah, luckily that's worked out because we just found the right partner, I think, in Fortiche, the animation studio. It has had this very, very unique approach to their camera work. Even though it's animation, it feels like there's a person filming, whatever's going on. There's like an imperfection about how you follow things, and that just felt so special because it just didn't feel like animation was this artificial thing. It felt like it was real.
I don't think any of them thought, 10 years later we'll make a TV show about the character with that level of quality.
When Christian started to share the sort of earliest look dev all the way through the earliest picture lock final product sort of moments, it like completely exceeded my expectations. It was mind-blowing. It was, an emotional moment for me. We've always been inspired by and love Fortiche's animation style. I think they've evolved their own chops in their own studio on this path to getting to where we are today with Arcane.
It's really hard to partner, it's challenging. So being able to work with a partner who's trusted us 10 plus years ago, who we've trusted for 10 years, that was critical.
They are true artists, they love their craft, they have fallen in love with the IP, and it's been a pleasure to be able to collaborate with them and bring this universe to life in such different ways.
Harry, what do you have to say about that?
Well, interesting you asked.
Even more amazing throughout the night. And we got a little bit more of our next guests. One is a genius, and the other is dapper on and off the rift. We have Victor and Jayce here. Please welcome to the stage Harry Lloyd, better known as Victor, and Kevin Alejandro, a.k.a. Jayce.
Jayce.
And we've talked to several of the cast about what it's like to portray characters that already have so much backstory, lore. The fans are so connected for almost a decade now. What was the experience like for you coming into this world and bringing these characters to life?
For me, honestly, I didn't know I'm going to be honest, I didn't know a whole lot about the world until I talked to my 13-year-old son, who was like,
Amazing.
Dad, do you understand what you're doing? Because this is the biggest thing you're ever going to do in your whole life. And at that point, I was like, maybe I should do some research. And it was a really great experience for me so far. But, with that becomes a certain pressure, right? Like, it's an existing world. You want to do it justice. And I hope that after you guys see what we have created thus far, that we have done just that.
I'm sure we will feel absolutely blown away and connected, and we're glad to have you join us here finally.
Absolutely. I'm already getting chills hearing the answers, knowing obviously we know how much passion went in, but then getting that reiteration of it. Harry, you did a lot of research into Victor. What did you look at to get that powerful mindset? What jumped out at you to be like, all right, this is the core of Victor?
Well, what was really nice is that the Victor everyone knows is not the Victor we start off with.
Oh.
So I had a certain amount of freedom.
Okay.
The end of the journey is something that people will start to recognize him. But when we meet him, he looks like we've seen the guy in the poster. He's looking very human and kind of frail and looks like a nice guy. This is not the Victor I know. So it was really fun to start off backwards in a way and kind of work our way towards where it's going to go in the end. But to begin with, I was encouraged to be brave and to not try and fit it into anything and to break it out a little bit.
Amazing.
And
Kevin,
he kills it.
We cannot wait to see that in just a few minutes. Not long now, only a little bit over 30 minutes. And Kevin, getting into the head of Jayce, did you see any of yourself in Jayce? Where did you find points to relate to him? Where did you find yourself as a mirror there? Or was it difficult?
That's a great question, actually. You know what? I think a lot of us, I can speak for a lot of us actors, there's a certain honesty that comes in when you start to create a character that rings true when you can put just a little bit of yourself in it. Obviously, we want to disguise a lot of ourselves, but if you can put a little bit of your own truth into it,
absolutely,
right,
that's where it lives in an honest world. And that's what I was able to do with Jayce. I think the fact that he comes from a place of genuine kindness and interest and intrigue and wants to do things for the better, for good, that's what I related to. I try not to be an asshole. I'm not sure if I can say that, but I just did. In real life, and I try to lead with good, and that's what I took from this. That's what I led into with Jayce, and I think,
Amazing.
I think it rings true.
Amazing. And we can't see what the two of you have brought to life on the screen just in a minute. For now, though, we are going to jump back over to pastry time with Mike Shinoda. Thank you both for joining us here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Cheers, thanks.
Thank you very much. I'm standing by with a childhood hero and apparently big League of Legends fan, Mike Shinoda.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
What brings you out here?
A friend just called me up and said, hey, there's this fun thing going on tonight. You should come by.
Yeah?
Just drop by. And I had no idea. No, it was actually, I'm actually very I'm very excited to be here, for sure.
Yeah, I know you've had a little bit of involvement with League. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience with the game?
My experience with, I actually met Brandon, one of the founders of Riot, years ago, really long time ago, when League was a little smaller.
Yeah.
And I've kind of just watched by the sidelines. I've played a little bit, as most people would know. I'm not I'm not super deep in it. I am actually a lot deeper in Valorant, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, the Arcane project, everything that we've seen, the trailers and everything, I'm a big animation. I went to school for illustration, so big animation fan too. And to watch what they've done with this thing has been incredible.
Yeah, and then with kind of on that note, are you excited to kind of see what the show's all about? Have you seen any of it yet?
Yeah, I think what's fun for me is being loose, a little more loosely familiar. It's going to be seeing how the story resonates with somebody who's not super deeply familiar with every single character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, well, hope you enjoy the show. Mike, thank you so much for joining me.
Very excited to be here.
All right, I'm going to throw it back to Christian Riff.
And now it's time to welcome two guys who may actually be more nervous than I am tonight.
Yeah, Riv, the reason that we're all here celebrating, the guys who really just started it all, the co-founders and co-chairmen of Riot Games, Mark Merrill and Brandon Beck. Hey, guys.
Howdy.
How's it going? You are both looking very dapper.
Yeah.
Was this planned?
Thank you.
The long coat?
We are cosplaying fashionable people tonight.
I'm, running for office for the Piltover Council, so, we'll see. I had to look the part.
God, I would vote for you.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. So the night has finally arrived. It's been a very long journey throughout Riot's history. How do you think you'd feel tonight versus how you actually feel tonight?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Tonight is, it's really, this has been such a dream for such a long period of time. There's been so much love and care and thought and attention by so many people that has been poured into these characters, into this world. And, we've both have dreamed of seeing it brought to life in different ways. And, we hope that we can deliver to our, audience's crazy high, awesome expectations. So we're nervous about that, but also incredibly excited and just grateful that everyone's been here on this journey with us over so many years. And it's just great to see everybody.
Well, we have watched over the years the bar just continually be set higher and higher by you, and we have never been failed to be amazed by what goes on here. So, over the last 6-year journey, has there been a moment or a story that has really stood out to you and been your favorite, be it funny or stressful even, or exciting or euphoric? What was one of those moments where you're like, we're in it now?
It's been a very stressful journey because it's such a departure from making games and where our comfort zone is.
Right.
And it's being led by a team and folks who, haven't written, a page of a TV script, right? And, so that's a fun journey. Alex and Christian started in community and customer support. Riv, you may know a thing or two about that. It's like, and
Alex hired you, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And Alex went on to write a bunch of, our characters, and Christian went on to, be our first internal composer at Riot and help build the music team. But it's been a big leap from getting to because when we started this project, we were doing, a few minute CGs. Okay. At the time, they didn't even have dialogue. And the jump from that to, the chasm really between that and hours and hours. So that all to say, It's been stressful. There was one moment that it's stressful because we don't we don't want to let anyone down. Putting these players on a big stage means a lot, and it means a lot to players. We have to do right by all the expectations. I guess we're wrapping up here, but the moment was Christian sent a scene, sort of early animatic, sort of work in progress. Right. And I won't say what scene it is because I don't want to, but open it up. Watched it. It was a gut punch of emotion, and I was floored and literally But that was kind of when I felt like we may be able to pull this off. So because it has to be a deep emotional journey. So.
I love that.
That itself was an emotional journey for me. I'm feeling this with you right now. Oh my, the chills going up and down my spine. I'm so ready for tonight. We've been asking everyone all night as we have a final question for you before we let you off the hook here to enjoy everything that is being brought to everyone tonight. Team Jinx or Team Vi? Sorry, no Team Lux.
Team Vi.
Oh, well, I guess we're both on Team Vi, which is
okay.
We do love Jinx. It's like asking to choose between your children,
right.
And we love them both. But for whatever reason, ever since Nikki Taylor saying, here comes Vi, I dig the punk vibe, and it was sort of the kickoff of the music journey of League in a lot of really unique
songs
ways too.
Get played on repeat. That was one.
A lot of history there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the night. This is because of you that we're all here, and we are so grateful for it.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much, and thanks everyone.
TZT.
Heck yeah. All right, thanks to everybody who's been voting in the poll. You are absolutely amazing. You're putting yourselves on the heat map. That Arcane heat map has been lighting up, and you've all been amazing tonight.
But let's check in and see where the poll currently stands. Where are we at? And Team Jinx still in the lead.
Vi bit off a little bit there, threw a haymaker, got back about 4%, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The towel's almost thrown in on this one.
Come on. We had a close Worlds last night. Let's get a close poll today. Team Vi, let's show up. But it's got us wondering, right? What does the team behind Arcane think about all of this? We asked, and it set off a pretty raging debate over Team Vi versus Team Jinx.
It's like asking me who my favorite child is. You know,
If you're on a plane and you have a 10-hour flight, who would you rather sit next to?
I'm Team Jinx.
I was always Team Jinx. She's one of my favorite champions in League of Legends.
When I read the script, I was definitely Team Jinx.
Jinx is, I think, hard not to feel for.
I think I'm gonna be Team Vi.
I'm also a really big fan of Vi, you know, like the choices that she makes and what she does, but I think Jinx just has, I don't know, you never know what you get with her.
Love playing Jinx, love her personality.
Her innocence as Powder.
Her character.
You're just always like, whatever the normal person would do here, that's not what Jinx is gonna do.
Way beyond like what her kit represents in the game. However,
once I watched all the 9 episodes, I have doubts.
Post Arcane, I'm now on Team Vi. I have switched allegiance. Vi has become an even richer, character that I'm now incredibly excited about. So
I think I'd sit next to Jinx.
Jinx is just the best.
She will always be my favorite.
I literally can't choose.
So it's been an almost impossible choice between Jinx and Vi, and I am certainly not going to make that choice in front of our next 2 guests.
Oh, absolutely not. I've been looking forward to this moment since the show actually kicked off. Please welcome an incredible pair of women, Vi and Jinx themselves, Hailee Steinfeld and Ella Purn. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You both look unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my word. So you're both bringing characters to life with what is an immense backstory that has really never been told in this way. How do you approach this challenge?
Oh man, I mean, doing something like this is always so wild because you're walking into something with such a huge and established fan base, and you want nothing but to do the fans and the players justice with these characters, and I feel so lucky to be a part of something that is so beautifully written, and this whole show is just drenched in emotion, and the visuals are so next level. This whole event is so next level.
Insane. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But Ella and I actually met like years ago, long time ago, and we're finally doing a little thing together.
And this is also the first time right here on the stage that we're actually meeting on this job. We haven't done any of the records together.
Is so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy. But no, I feel very excited to be a part of this. Yeah.
Is there ever any pressure when taking on a role that so many people have these preconceived notions on? As you mentioned, there's so much backstory, there's years of lore. How do you approach taking on a character like that and still making it your own, putting yourself into that character, seeing yourself there?
Yeah, I definitely felt a lot of that pressure, having Jinx being like such a sort of prominent figure of the show, of the game. I think for me it was just avoiding the internet altogether and not reading anything that anybody else thought until after I'd done a few sessions and then kind of getting involved. And I think as well just understanding that, like, I don't know, these guys, Christian and Alex, have been a part of this for so long. I mean, this was the brain that these characters were birthed from, and just if they trust me and they want to put their faith in me, then I trust them, and that's it.
Absolutely.
So is it more of a challenge you see getting into character for obviously 2 characters that are have very high emotions and expressions? Is it difficult getting into a character that's animated and not kind of yourself, since you maybe not get that full expression?
Not when you have an incredible team of people around you, just kind of really laying it out for you. I also kind of love being in a booth, making it sort of dark or dimming the lights and really getting into the zone. I don't necessarily feel like it's definitely a challenge, right? Not being able to like physically be in it and do it yourself, but that's when we've got these unbelievable visuals to thank for I mean, we have to match that. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a sort of freedom in that, in being in that dark room? Whereas if you're on camera, you're worried about what's my posture, how do I look, how's my face? But when you're in that dark room, you can really let the emotion take over because it's all coming through your voice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely feel that way. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm like jumping around, like punching myself in the stomach, like climbing the walls. It's crazy in there.
So what was, I would say, what was your reaction when you started to see your character's story really start to come together, Emma?
For me, it was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I was like,
I get it now.
You feel like you're an insane person. You're like, so half the time you're reading words that you don't even understand. Like, I found this, I was watching the show yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's what a hex something is. Like, I don't know where, like, what it all is until you see it.
Right.
It's validating.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that. And so what is it that you think makes Jinx and Vi's relationship relatable to so many people?
Ooh. I mean, I think that it really was one of the things I was so drawn to. This story, of course, as a whole, but the story of sisters, and there's, like I said, just so much emotion and so much heart, and
I would say as well, just like having family that you love and you hate, right? Like we can all relate to that, and I think for us, it's just taken to these huge extremes. I don't know. I think the universal themes of hating someone you love and loving someone you hate is just very relatable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ella, how do you find that next level chaotic unpredictability of Jinx?
With a lot of coffee.
and a darker room.
And a very dark room. Yeah, exactly. A lot of jumping up and down and feeling crazy.
You've both been a part of so many amazing things in so many different fields before, but did you ever think that you'd be attending a premiere on a video game campus?
No. Is the answer. I can't say that I have, no. But this is, I mean, one thing I love so much about what I do is it's constantly taking me into new worlds, new territories, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this.
Well, as two people who have loved the game for so many years, we are very grateful to welcome you into our world and have you both here. You are both amazing, powerful women, and we are so stoked to have you with us tonight.
Thank you so much. So I have one final question for you. While we may know the answers already, Team Jinx or Team Vi to both of you?
Team Jinx. Listen, I might have to agree.
Oh,
no. I might have to agree. Listen, I don't know. Maybe I should Team Vi this, but Jinx is pretty damn cool. I gotta give it to her.
Okay.
She is.
We think both of you are pretty damn cool, so thank you so much for being here. We hope you enjoy the rest of the premiere, and have a great evening.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
All right. What does Vi's voice sound like? What does Jinx sound like?
Who do we know? Who knows? These questions are kept the creators, I should say, of Arcane up for many, many nights. And they finally found their Vi in Hailee and their Jinx.
In Emma.
That's right. But it certainly wasn't easy. Check this out.
Casting Vi and Jinx was really scary. We knew there was going to be just a lot of expectations, around hitting that exactly right. It took us a total of, I think, 3 years or so to find our Jinx. I mean, it was bananas. I mean, I think we went through like 3 or 4 different casting directors, and we were really annoying probably to work with, because everyone's like, what are you looking for? Like, we don't understand. We struggled a lot to find the right voice for them until we really found them. When we found Ella for Jinx, it was like the pearly gates were opening in front of us. It was just like, oh my God, there she finally is.
Hi.
And they're just not easy to kind of hit, because I think they're both very loud characters, in their personality, very bombastic ladies, that we know from the game. But at the same time, we also knew that we were gonna explore some more intimate moments, and that's a really different side to both of them.
So much awesome tonight and so much more to go. Right now, we're going to toss to Pastry right now, who's standing by with Quarter Jade.
Thank you so much, Rip. Yes, we're almost there, but I'm standing by with yet another guest, Quarter Jade this time around. How's the premiere been so far?
So far, so good. I was just telling him the best part was the hors d'oeuvres. They have this cheese that tastes like flavor blasted goldfish. It was amazing. But yeah, so far, so good. My feet are kind of killing me,
oh, no.
but that's to be expected. But amazing. This is amazing.
Is it worth, kind of the pain of the shoes?
Yeah, I would do this 10 times over. Sorry. The complaint was like,
very minor.
this is amazing. Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, my name is Pastry Jam. I can definitely identify with loving the food. Of course, the obvious question. The question of the evening, is it Team Vi or Team Jinx for you?
Jinx for me.
Jinx for you? All right.
What's the answer that you've been getting?
Jinx. Yeah, makes sense. She's pretty popular. All right, Claudia, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
the rest of the
much.
premiere.
You too.
I'm going to throw it back. We're almost there.
Pastry just finishing up with Quarter Jade. We'll have a few more interviews for you in a moment with some of the music team that will be coming, or that brought you, or will bring you, I should say, awesome music throughout the entirety of Arcane.
But currently, they're a little bit busy because there is an awesome photo coming your way, Internet, of the cast, the crew, the music team, the creatives behind everything that you see here tonight, right in front of our beautiful gold Arcane gates.
Honestly, right there, if you needed a 5-stack to play, you just choose them. No, but there's so much talent right there. I'm so excited that they're all able to come together and now meet each other. We just heard that some of them were standing on stage for the first time tonight, and I can't imagine what that's been like when you feel like you've been with this best friend through the entirety of the production. Now everybody gets to come together tonight for this momentous occasion. It is amazing. So many people, as we said, have worked so hard for so long to bring Arcane to life. But there are two guys in particular that did whatever it took to make this happen.
It is such a pleasure to welcome Alex Yee and Christian Link to the premiere stage. How are you both doing this evening?
Very good. I mean, we're excited. Finally the day's here to show the world the thing that we've been working on for such a long time. So, yeah, excited.
6 years.
And everything, I mean, the production is so cool here, like everything they set up and the viewing experience. I mean, it's really amazing.
How many things have you spent 6 years on one project for in your life? One single thing have you spent 6 years for before?
Marriage?
There you go.
I mean, it was incredible, like to really work with Fortiche, the team that we work with in Paris on animation, just went really deep, as deep as we could on figuring out these relationships with the characters, really getting them right, because also we know there's expectations, like people have been with these characters as long as we have, over a decade now, so
Now, I hate to ask how someone feels in this moment, but with you guys, this just is the question that everyone is wondering. We've seen some of the interviews you have already done, some of those moments where you were saying, we don't even know, can we do this? Much less how will we do this? Much less what will it look like when it's done? What do you feel tonight, now that you're finally standing here, it's finally out of your hands and into ours?
I mean, I'm really glad. I think this is something that we've wanted for fans for such a long time, and it's, to me, it's a magical creation that so many people have really poured themselves into, and I think the love and the passion really shows, and I feel like this is something we've wanted to deliver on. It's a promise we felt like we owed for a very long time, so I'm glad we can finally share it.
And I'm sure this question can be answered on so many levels, but what would you say the single most thing that was difficult of bringing Arcane to life?
I would probably say the casting, because I think, I mean, you two know this as well as we do. Like there's, who Vi and Jinx and Jayce and Victor and these characters really are. We all have our ideas. We all have these questions of like, what happened between, them and what are their stories. And I think to respect kind of what our audience also thinks of them, what they sound like, but also kind of taking it further, going, deeper in the stories and like seeing sides of these characters that you've never seen before. I mean, it took us like 3 years or so to kind of find our Jinx Ella, for example, because we know we wanted to explore sides of Jinx you've never seen before.
Right.
So I would say that was terrifying, because we knew that, if we don't get it right, that we will get a Reddit earful, and probably more. So I think that was just something that we really had to take our time.
And we're so excited to see Ella bring Jinx to life tonight. Most of the cast that we've spoke to this evening hadn't actually had a lot of experience in the world of League of Legends and Riot Games before tonight, but you both have. So what was the pressure like in bringing these stories to like different for you as opposed to them who are kind of coming in for the first time? It's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. You've known them for so long. You've kind of grown up with them in so many ways. So how does that kind of change how much pressure you might have felt from the audience? From the Redditors.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is kind of the same thing that Christian's talking about, where when you come in fresh, you have this ownership and authorship of a character, which is great. I think that's where a lot of the gems, in the performances comes through. But for us, we're always like, where is that line? Where it starts feeling like we've gone outside of the comfort zone, I guess, for people with characters, and where is that the right choice and where is it the wrong one? So, yeah, I think that would be that.
Right. Well, watching that clock tick, we're getting very, very close to the show. Just 10 minutes. We're about to hit on the mark. Ooh. So let's check in and see what everyone hanging with us from wherever is feeling.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hashtag Jinx, hashtag Arcane, hashtag Arcane Watch Party. Make sure you're sharing your artwork. Make sure you're voting. Hashtag Team Vi, hashtag Team Jinx.
It's also time to announce the winner of our poll. I think you might have an idea. The winner is, it's going to be Team Jinx.
But Team Vi did come back a bit.
Started coming back real hard. There was the Here Comes Vi surge. Everybody started getting the energy back in there. Yeah. But I don't know if it was going to be enough. The sibling rivalry goes to the youngest.
Always.
They stand together.
I'm excited to see what people think after, though, they see tonight's episode. Yeah. And tonight's premiere and really the entire rollout of Arcane has genuinely been such a global event.
And one of the best expressions of that I have seen was the complete and total takeover of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Just sit back and enjoy this one.
Oh, look who it is!
You've got a good heart. Don't ever lose it. Protect the family. Do you remember?
Outsiders are leaving the Undercity further behind. It's time to let the monster out.
The Undercity cannot be controlled. This cycle of violence will never stop.
Too far gone.
Well, Riv, The moment has finally come, what we've been waiting for this entire evening. Shall we finally go to the Dome?
Let's head in.
And finally, we get to take a peek at everything that has been transformed here on campus this evening.
It looks incredible. I know some of the overlook shots got a bit of the, the Piltover design. It is one of my favorites. The world of Piltover has always been something I love. I'm a huge fan of Jayce, so even having that interview with Kevin Alejandro is absolutely amazing. And this, whether it's chilly or night's not, I have had chills all night, and it's such an incredible moment, and we're not even to the Dome yet.
It is a bit chilly here in LA, but the chills are definitely because of how many amazing people we've already spoken with tonight, whether it be Hailee, whether it be Ella, everyone has really worked so hard at bringing tonight to life, and we are so excited to see it. And what is this that we have coming up in front of us?
Pastry Time showing us the Hextech Crystal earlier.
Amazing.
Honestly plays a big role. We saw a bit of the sneak peek of this in a few of the videos that came up here, and it's such a hustle bustle tonight. I love it. There's so many people here to experience Arcane that have been checking out the campus. I mean, Chrissy, tell me what you thought just overall when you first heard that Riot was making Arcane.
I was so excited. I love the lore and the backstory of these champions that we've become so attached to over the last 10 years. So having any other opportunity to get to meet them further, learn more about them, dive into their backstory for me is exciting. Annie, one of my favorites, my first main, looking very dapper with Tibbers tonight.
Tibbers and a top hat. Never knew I needed it more in real life.
I remember the first moment I ever visited Riot campus for the first time when we were making Legends Never Die, and seeing that Annie statue and the Tibbers right in front of me, it was such an overwhelming emotional experience, and I feel a very similar emotional experience tonight. Do you?
Yeah, oh my gosh. So one, I'm ready for music, and mostly just seeing all of the champions that we played for the last 10 plus years. I mean, what was it? I think December 19th of 2012 was Vi, October 12th, 18th of 2013 was Jinx. So they've been with us for so long, and now we get to figure out that much more of who they are, the players we've related to for so many years, and the intricacies of their lifestyles. I'm losing it.
And of course, we met a lot of the amazing voice actors tonight, but there's more than just voicing the characters that tell their story. There's the soundtrack, and we have an amazing soundtrack that we are going to be experiencing as we're taken through this journey. Who are you excited is on that soundtrack?
I mean, Chrissy, you know music. You know the kind of emotion it brings. B. Miller, Imagine Dragons coming in later that we've already known love League so much, and that's one of the other biggest things is like a lot of the artists and the people that are on this do have a passion for League of Legends, and that's why I'm so excited to see how much more life they've brought to the things that we love.
Absolutely, and this in front of us is just unbelievable. We've been to this campus so many times, and we've never seen it quite like this.
No, this is usually where everybody just walks out to get lunch, but right now is where we start a new journey. Honestly, this is so incredible to have this dome here, to be able to check out Arcane this way with all of you across the world, and we are getting ready to go inside. Join us for the journey of Arcane.
Hey everybody, it's Shauna. I just want to say thank you for joining us today. It's a really big milestone, a big moment for us. Thank you to Netflix, thank you to Tencent Video, and thank you to the thousands of Rioters that have been contributing to telling this story one way or another for the last decade. Tonight, I really want to congratulate Christian and Alex. This has been 6 years of your baby in the making. Your heart and soul is on this screen. Arcane wouldn't be what it is without you. So thank you and enjoy the night.
Whew. Well, it's finally the moment. After 6 years, how does it feel?
Pretty crazy, but we're not done yet. People haven't seen it yet. So I really hope you enjoy this show. Hello everybody, my name's Christian.
I'm Alex.
And we are the two creators of Arcane. Been a crazy ride. We really hope you enjoy the show.
And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't send a big shout out to all the Rioters who've helped us along the way, poured so much love and care into the IP, and of course everyone at Fortiche whose work, made this into what it is today. Thank you so much. And now handing it off to a man who's shown us great support all the way through, Niccolo.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Alex. I'm so proud to be working at Riot Games every day with awesome creatives like you two. I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous. We've been working at the show for so long, so I can't wait to see players' reaction. I'm probably not as nervous as our founders who started this company many, many years ago. Mark and Brandon, thank you for starting this all. Thank you for the support. Don't be too nervous. Please enjoy the evening too.
Can you believe today's the day?
No, I can't. It's wild. It's been a long time coming. I want to thank you all and everyone who's been part of this journey. We're really excited about today.
We hope you all enjoy it, and welcome to the premiere of Arcane.